How were the birthday celebrations?
Oh, very chill. Monday, it was like, did our breakfast lunch stuff, and then he just hung out for a bit, and then we did like cake and we just did burger for dinner. Like, went and picked it up.
Nice.
You ever finally sit down, like really sit down, and that's the exact moment someone yells your name from the other room?
Oh, yeah, every time. It's like the universe knows. The second I get comfortable, someone needs a snack, the dog's barking, or my phone's ringing.
So whether you're listening in the car, hiding in the bathroom, or actually lucky enough to sit down,
grab your coffee and let's get into it. Welcome to I Just Sat Down.
welcome back to I Just Sat Down. Today we're talking about something almost every woman thinks about, but many of us don't say out loud: body image. Whether you're chasing toddlers, building a business, hopping on Instagram stories, or just trying to get dressed in the morning, it's easy to feel like your body is constantly under a microscope. So today we're unpacking those expectations, sharing our own experiences, and hopefully helping you feel a little less alone. Motherhood changes your body. Entrepreneurship puts your face online. Somewhere between raising children and building a business, many women begin to feel like they're constantly being seen and judged. In this episode, we're talking about the pressure to bounce back, the fear of showing up on camera, comparison on social media, and how our relationship with our bodies affect the way we parent, lead, and live. This isn't about loving every inch of yourself every day. It's about learning to stop letting your body determine your worth. Now, this is just, I feel like this can be a difficult topic because most of my life personally, I've gone through it trying to not put, I guess, a loud emphasis on what I look like. I was raised in a way of like, you should be presentable when you leave the home. You should have a little bit of makeup on your face. Don't look like you're tired. Don't look like you're living your life.
I feel like, too, that's like a little bit generational. Like, I don't think my Nan, she's now 90, would ever leave the house without lipstick on.
Lipstick,
Like,
yes. Yeah.
disgraceful.
Yes. It's definitely, yeah, definitely with the older, like the grandmothers of our generation, it was always the lipstick and blush, maybe a little bit of blush. Always the hair has to be done so yeah, definitely that
And
way. And then
interesting how it does change, though,
yeah.
because like lipstick, and then for me personally, it's like a wall. Like, I'll throw on some blush or mascara. If I don't have mascara on, I feel naked. Feel
Okay.
weird.
Yeah. And it is, I feel like it is definitely like a finding that comfort. Like you'll have people that are like, "Oh, I never wear makeup. Like I could
Right.
never. I don't feel like I have to ever wear makeup. Like why do you feel like you have to wear makeup?" And then that's a judgment thing because we were raised differently, or maybe because you were told every day that you're beautiful naturally, and there's different things that we go through, and like even coming on here for me, yeah, it's my eyebrows. Like I always fill in my eyebrows, otherwise they're kind of transparent. Or I feel like I look a little bit more. I'm already very tired, so I already look more tired when I feel
Oh,
like there's
yeah.
not something drawing an emphasis away from the tired bags under my eyes, right? Like there's just something else. But yeah, I feel like most of my life I've tried to like not put a big emphasis on how I look like body type wise. And I don't know if it was just like growing up listening to like we see these videos now of these 90s pop stars and how they were ripped apart and they're beautiful. Oh, she gained weight. Oh, she's too skinny. Oh, she's this, she's that. Like she just had a baby and all of a sudden you want her to snap back or however they say it. And I just don't believe in
When
that.
I feel like when we were growing up too, like in the 90s,
Yeah.
there was there was such a heavy presence on celebrity and trying to capture celebrities like at their worst so
Mm.
that those magazines would sell, those tabloids would sell, right? Like we grew up in a very heavy like tabloid kind
Oh
of
gosh.
era. And I remember I was listening to a podcast not long ago. I can't even remember who it was, but and Hillary Duff, I think it was just like a clip on Instagram, but Hillary Duff was talking about how like, she grew up in the most toxic of times. And it's so true. You look
Mm.
at like Britney Spears, like what they went through, like the worst things about you were like popped online. And we saw that as
Mm.
like we're young women looking up to these young women who are being exploited in the tabloids, being told they're fat after just having a baby. And
Mhm.
it's I've seen a couple reels on just like um a beautiful picture of a girl, and then it like zooms in on her cellulite, and it's like, how much did we see this to only see that in the image? Do you know
Right.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like those tabloids and all of that stuff, like, just like programmed our brains in a way that we just don't see ourselves the way other people do. Right?
Mm.
Like, cause like I don't look at any of my friends and think, oh, okay, like
Yeah.
we've maybe gained a little. Like, I don't, that doesn't
Never.
even literally
Yeah.
cross my mind. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, where'd you get that shirt that looks so good?
Hmm.
Or whatever else. Like, the way we see ourselves is just so different than how other people see us.
Yeah.
And I I'm interested to like ask my mom if that generation like thought too much about that. I mean, I know they were like smoking cigarettes, like they were going out of style, so it just kept them skinny. They didn't eat because they just smoked cigarettes and
Yeah.
drank Diet Coke. And like, I just I don't know. I just wonder if it's the same, or if that like magazine era into social media has like shifted our perspectives on, and like altered our brain chemistry on how we actually see ourselves.
Well, they were a
Like,
time
it's
of Buns of Steel and like the Suzanne
okay.
Summers, genre,
Yeah,
and
that's
like the workout
true.
genre, like right? They were very big into like aerobics. Yeah, keep going,
Right.
right? Like it was very much pressure on them for that. Like before that, I don't know, right?
Yeah.
Like what was the 60s, 70s like? Because the
Yeah.
80s was wild for
I
all of
mean,
the
I feel
thigh
like it was
masters.
always like toxic skinny.
Hmm.
Like, if you just like, you look back in the magazines, like I feel like we have come a long way, because you look back in the magazines and there wasn't a girl over 100 pounds. Like,
And
there
if
just
there
was.
was, it was because it was a negative highlight. It was like, oh, look at
Yeah.
these gigantic people that are freaks of
Right.
nature. And no, like really though, right?
I mean,
And
it's
even with
wild,
celebrities, like
laughable.
how you're saying they went like it would be like, oh, after they had children, it would even be like from child actors to as they're into their teenage puberty years into
Right.
adulthood. And it's like there was no fighting chance in hell for them to just be normal, or like it's not even
Yeah.
normal, just live, like just to live life without being criticized, right? You're right, like I feel like that's the big influence on us because we were the, the majority, I feel like, of anybody that I know around my age, we were watching TV and listening to music and looking at Teen Bop,
Magazine.
J17 magazines and watching all the things that were right, like all the things that were put in our face. What else would we have done? Like we weren't really doing anything else. This was our livelihood as young teens or older kids or whatever, right? Where it's like our kids now, yes, they watch YouTube, they watch influencers, but we have open communication with these children also about like we don't talk about toxic diet cultures and all these things that they used to, like the flat tummy teas that they used to do. Those aren't forced on these kids now. Now it's the Ozempic stuff that we have to be aware of and have conversations as our kids get older because people normalize it so much when, in my own personal opinion, like come at me if you must, but I don't believe that doing the magic needle is for everybody. I don't think
No.
that because you want to lose that last 5 pounds, whatever the fuck that means, because I don't know what the fuck that means, you want to lose that weight. I don't think that it's necessary to just be jabbing yourselves with something that, is
Especially
barely,
because I'm pretty sure Ozempic was for like a specific purpose,
yeah.
to help with like insulin regulation and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So maybe let's just use it what it was designed for.
Right.
But
Yeah.
honestly, no judgment on people. I mean, everybody has done silly, crazy things
Oh,
to
yeah.
lose that quote unquote last 5 pounds or
Mhm.
whatever. I know for myself, back to like the makeup thing, like I was told, oh, you're beautiful every day when I grew up, right?
Mhm.
I still wear makeup every day. I like it. It makes me
Mhm.
feel good. It makes me feel put together. Like it's an appropriate time to leave the house after I've put myself together. In my late 30s, do I leave the house without makeup? Hell yeah, because who has time for this shit? Okay. Like,
Yeah.
get me out of here. I'm already late. I'm not a late girl. I
Mhm.
hate being late. It frustrates me beyond measure. So, like, if I don't have time to do the things, then I just go. Like, I don't care as much anymore.
Mhm.
But for a very long time, it was, well, I couldn't leave the house without makeup. Or what if somebody sees me or this and
Mhm.
that, right? Like I always wanted to make sure that I felt good in my own body, right? And
Yeah.
like I I always say this. I'm like, I wish I was as skinny as I was when I thought I was fat, right? Like I look back and I'm like,
Mhm.
oh my goodness. Like motherhood changes you, it changes your body, it changes literally everything. After pregnancy, you will never be the same. Some people, amazing metabolism, good genes, whatever, all the things, and they do look the same, but they might look the same to you, but that is not the same person, right?
Mhm.
Like looks might be one thing, but like that's not the same person. And to expect us to be the same person after having
Oh
kids,
gosh, yeah.
mind boggling because it will never be the same. Don't even like, obviously, I know today we're talking about like body image, but we're also talking like beyond the scale. Like, and I think that we forget that like we've literally grown an entire life. And for you to not have the same things after you've had kids is the way it's supposed to be. We're
Mhm.
supposed to change. We're supposed to evolve. And that goes for people who don't have kids too. You in your 20s versus you in your 30s or 40s, like those are different people.
Mhm.
Those are different people. I also think it's just so cool when we see couples like you and Corey, for example, like you've literally grown together. Those are completely different people.
Oh gosh,
And
yeah.
for you to be able to like make that work and make that and grow together is like truly remarkable. And like people always say, oh, people don't stay together. And it's like, you know what? There's seasons, and
Mhm.
sometimes people just don't grow together. And
Yeah,
that's okay because
it's okay.
you're not the same person, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. I think I might have went a little off track there, but
It's okay. It
all
was nice.
important things.
Felt nice to hear.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, and both Corey and I have both been through different body types and personalities and journeys of our life, and absolutely, definitely, it for sure is. Uh, it's not easy, that's for sure.
Nope.
And then
Nope.
it's like you weigh out your life choices, and you're like, okay, you blend well together, you make that effort, and also, like it's so important to me that he actually tells me all the time, like I'm going to say words of affirmation because I'm not going to go and say exactly what he says, but like the things that he says
Yeah.
to me makes me feel good about myself. And like when we were younger, he never was like, oh, you're beautiful and this and that. Like he didn't put these words out there. And it was like as I got older and started to feel a little bit like lower about how I looked, I think I've always had that like internal voice telling me negative things, but I always try to leave them internal and not share that. And
Right.
yeah, now as we get older, like he tells me all the time. And then if he goes a day without saying something, I'm like, are you good? Like, is everything okay? Because I'm
Hello.
just so used to hearing it all the time. And then it's very important for me to like have that positivity around my girls because I don't want them growing up ever thinking anything negative about them. There's a song it's called My Mother Lies, and it's I can't remember. I think it's like Avery Anna or something that sings that. And it just talks about like how my mother tells me that I'm beautiful, but she looks at herself in the mirror and criticizes herself and talks about all the negative things about herself. And it's like, well, obviously she's lying because I look exactly like her.
Right.
And I would never ever want
Oh.
like I yeah, I would never ever want for them to think that they look any such negative way, because if I'm looking at myself in a negative way, right? So I'm very
Right.
cautious and very careful in how I speak to myself around them. And then like I was doing, so when I was dancing for the years that I was, it was like it's supposed to be a empowering place where I dressed a certain way. I was very exposed to how my body looked in the mirror in front of me every night that I would dance. I would take a video of how I looked. I would even, through the healing process, post it on social media. And never once did I get, ew, you look gross. Or like, like nobody was ever like, oh, I can't believe, I mean, other than my mom kind of going like, please don't post yourself in your underwear. I was like, oh, I'm posting myself in my underwear. But
I can do what I want, Mom. I can do what I want.
I can do what I want. And I'm not good with power. Like when people try to tell me what to do, I'm very much the opposite. But anyways, I think it was part of my healing that I needed to like put myself out there and kind of face how I looked in a different, like in a non-scrutinizing way. But it was something within that, like, yeah, you saw yourself in front of the mirror, you saw yourself on camera. And of course, there would be moments where I'd see these videos of myself and think, okay, like we can work on this, or oh, I should do something about. I'm not gonna do anything about it because I have a self sabotage. Not anymore. I used to have a very self sabotaging mindset where I'd be like, I mean, I should eat better. I should go to the gym. I should da 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 da. Whatever the media tells you that you're supposed to do with your body, but then I wouldn't. And I think it was good for me to expose myself to what I truly look like from a different angle, because I feel like I've always had this opposite body dysmorphia thing where I think that I look a certain way and then I see myself and I'm like, damn, I do not look like how I think I do in my head. And I feel like that's a very common thing because
it's very common.
Yeah. And it's like, I know it goes a range from one side of it to the other side of it. And everybody looks at themselves completely different, like you said, right? Like, yes, I would never look at another woman and think anything like, if I saw her cellulite, I'd be like, girl, me too. Like, it wouldn't be like a negative, like, I think that's another thing, that when you're around all these women in this room that are also kind of dressing a similar way or not, you kind of see them exposing themselves to their own bodies and you think, wow, like, I tried to be that person also. People would come in and see me fully exposed and think like, maybe, oh, if I have the confidence to do that and look at myself and post myself, like maybe they would feel better about themselves as well, or feel like if, if she can do it, it's not a big deal. It gives
you permission, basically. It gives you permission to show
up. Yeah. And I feel like I saw that, right? I saw that from others, and something made a motion in my body to be like, oh, cool. Like, I love that she does that. So yeah, I have no problem doing that. And anyways, yeah, I think it's just like definitely a reflection of ourselves. It's harder after having kids because our body becomes more loose in areas and stretch marks change. And that can be from motherhood or not. Obviously, in our teenage years, we get hormones, our bodies change, things like that happen. Men also deal with this. Men also have stretch marks, just in case you didn't know that. I don't know if I've ever seen cellulite on a man, but I'm sure that's the thing too. Like,
I did want to say, like, I know a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on like talking to your girls appropriately.
Oh God, yes.
And I think like talking to our boys who will grow up to be men is equally as important, to make sure that, we're teaching them that, bodies do change and different things like that. So I just wanted to say that because I know that like it's so important to just talk about our bodies in the best light. Like you're so right there. And we're always the first person to put ourselves down.
Mm-hmm.
You see a picture of yourself and you're with a group of friends and you're like, oh yeah, I'd look better if I just like lost 5 pounds. Right. And it's like, would you really? Because like maybe you'd be hungry and you wouldn't be smiling like that. Just kidding.
Probably.
I'm just kidding. But 100%. Seriously, I'd be hungry.
But I love that you made a point to say that about the boys too. Yeah. Cause I've definitely heard women speaking in the room about their sons and not thinking about how this fragile child is right here, listening to the words that you're speaking about them. And it's not just about their weight or like
No.
facial, acne or whatever. It's about like their height too. Like, there's so many things that they grow up and they're just like, now they have this daunting feeling about like, I'm not good enough. Right. And then
Right.
they put that on others. And that's a shitty thing too.
Yeah, and especially like a lot of times in school, like the classes are split classes. So you've got younger kids with older
Mm-hmm.
kids or vice versa. So like your height might be something that is very evident to people, right? So like there's just
Yeah.
certain things, right? But
Yeah.
anyways, I want to move on to this like that the entrepreneurship adds another layer
Mm-hmm.
to how we feel about our bodies. And I think we're in such an era of social media. Whereas, like, even if you have a business and you didn't sign up to be the content creator of your business,
Mm-hmm.
that just comes with it.
You're doing it.
It just comes right in the package, right with you.
Yeah.
So whether you show up on social media or not, if you have a business, there needs to be some sort of face to it. So whether you're putting images on to a website or you are doing the social media thing, like you're opening yourself up to criticism, of
Mm-hmm.
course, right? And you're also like, sometimes you just have to have a little bit thick skin, like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and also knowing that other people are going to see this. Like, I think the thing that holds a lot of people back is they think, well, I don't want my friends to think XYZ. I don't want my friends to think I'm cringy. I don't want my friends to think I look stupid. Like there's just so much, right, that goes into
Mm-hmm.
that. We're adding videos, we're adding photos, we're doing all of these things. And if you maybe aren't in a place where you're like loving on your body, it can be really hard.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I went from, having a baby to, feeling different in my skin, still having to show up and shoot weddings. I'm with people on like their most beautiful day, and I'm like, I have a newborn baby at home trying to look like presentable to go and like photograph this wedding. The comparison is real. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's hard. And it's also just like showing up on social media. If I look back on videos um from, a couple of years ago, I'm like, "Oh, look at those cheekbones. Look at that jawline. Where'd that go?" Right? Like
Yeah.
it's just you because you're posting, you can look back. So I
Mm-hmm.
think it's more in our face a little bit. Like obviously the day to day is like whatever. I don't really notice it, but when I see side by side, I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah. It's
cool."
hard not to compare yourself to a different version of yourself,
And
especially, right?
also, and then like so there we have that
Mm-hmm.
comparison to ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
and then on the other side of that we have comparison to thousands, millions, whatever of others. If you don't have that thick skin or don't have that love for yourself and you don't do the work, social media can be a fucking scary place. It's not even about posting. It's literally just scrolling and you're like, "Okay, well, I don't look like that. I don't
Yeah.
have that." Like it's just so much stuff that's constantly like in our face,
And it's so
right?
important to have a good algorithm because of those things. And there is
Yeah.
options now in your settings, guys, on Instagram where you can change what is in your algorithm and say, I'm not interested in this. If you see a
Yes.
video and you're like, oh, that makes me feel like shit, internally feel that. Feel it through your body.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel like shit, there's a little thing that you can click on and then say hide or not interested in. There's
Yeah.
even people who I genuinely love and I have so much love for their content that I'm like, I wish I could support it, but it hurts me a little bit, or it just doesn't make me feel good. So I have to be like, hide
Right.
the video and see less of their content because it's just something that I can't take into my own mind and
Yeah.
body right now. And that's on mental health. And my
Yeah,
mental health.
really.
That's on my mental health. And you know what? My mental health is important to me, and that will help me get through the day. So I don't care. Like I have
Oh,
to just
100%.
do what I have to do, right? And I expect the same on the other end. Like if somebody's like, you know, I love that you're doing this, but I feel like this is not good in my own healing journey. Cool. I don't need to know. But also that's cool, right? Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I was
appreciate that
just
you're
going
doing
to
it for
say,
you.
don't tell me. Just
Don't tell me.
unfollow
Just
or
do
whatever.
it. Yeah.
Just get out of here.
If you don't
Don't
like
tell
it. I love that for you. But yeah. Also, yeah. I think it's an important thing to like be aware of, yes, your algorithm, because it's all over the place. Like, and I will know when I'm going through a different part of my journey because my algorithm changes.
Right.
Right now, my favorite content right now is like it's videos of this man who's a trainer, and he has all these like curvy women that he trains, and they just shit talk each other the entire time. And
I
I'm
love it.
like, I don't have a trainer, but I'm obsessed with the fact that like he gives them a hard time and they give it right back. And I'm like, that's definitely my personality. Like
Yeah. I
love it.
love
And
that.
and it keeps me watching gym content. So I'm like, okay, I should probably go do that.
Yeah. No, I know. And honestly, like, I think now, like, I went to yoga yesterday. I have not been to yoga in a hot minute, guys.
Yeah.
It's been a hot minute. And it was a hot class and it was hot and it was hard. And I just realized though that I'm just like every like move we went into, I was like, it was hard, but I also thought, oh my God, like my body needs this stretch. My body like needs that movement. And I think now, years ago, I used to work out simply because I have to work out in order to lose weight, to be skinny, blah, 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 whatever. And now I'm like, I felt so good yesterday. I
Mhm.
felt so good. I got lots of stuff done. And that's on mental health. Like, that's just all I needed was that hour by myself in a room full of people, but by myself in my own head,
Yeah.
just kind of escaping. And I think the thing I love the most about yoga for me mentally is I can go for a walk either with headphones or without, but no matter what, your mind travels, right?
Yes.
Even if I'm very strict on like, okay, I'm just gonna relax and notice things outside, notice what the wind feels like on my face, all that shit, right?
Hmm.
But my mind still travels to what do I have to do? Where am I going? What do I have to do next? What are
Yeah.
the things that are on my to-do list? What's tomorrow looking like? What's like that's where it goes. And when I do yoga in a classroom full of people, that instructor always brings me back to a clear mind, a clear head, not thinking about those other things. And I think that is really the key to my mental health. And it really helps with just everything. It like it's so funny. Everything just bottles down to how I feel in my body
Hmm.
comes down to your mental health, right? Like
Hmm.
And like, I work a stressful job. People might not think it's very stressful. But like, this past week, I've had like 14 emails between this chick and me trying to figure out a family session. And it's just been question after question, which is fine. I love the questions. That's fine. But there were certain things that she was asking that like, I've already given you the answer to, or so it was just kind of like those little things stress me out because it's like I don't have time to be going back and forth 100 times when all the information
Hmm.
is right here. If you would just read it.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Anyways,
I would say it's great that you recognize that being in a yoga class is something that's good for you. Like I think it's so cool when we find that thing that we're like, okay, this works.
yeah,
This is great. And you have to try the different things to find the thing
you
that is
do.
great and works, right?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
yoga is amazing, and the hot yoga is great. I only advise people to ask what beginner level or amateur level the class is before you walk in, because I definitely made that mistake once. And I've been back to hot yoga since, because I was like, this is great. I'm going to go at
You
my
can
own pace.
always come
Yeah.
back to child's pose. There's
Yes.
no judgment in a yoga class.
I was
Yogis are
say,
very forgiving. They don't care. If you
yeah,
just want to sit there in child's pose the entire class,
you do
that's for
you.
you.
Yeah.
That's for you.
I would say,
And you
you know
still
me, man.
benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I think too, like as I'm getting older, it's more about like I'm trying to put better things in my body.
Yeah.
I still like what I like and eat what I eat, but like I think you're just more conscious about like good food makes you feel good, right?
100%.
So,
Takes a while
you
to
know,
remember that, but yeah.
I mean,
For sure
it took a
remembered.
few years to
Yeah.
really get in there, but
Yeah. That's
goodness.
something that is something that I do stress about in my house. Like, we have conversations all the time about like quick and easy, right? Fast food is quick and easy, but how do you feel when you eat fast food? Like, I
Yeah,
explain this to the kids, like, how do you feel?
exactly.
Or if grandma brings over McDonald's because it's a nice treat,
How do you feel?
then after they eat it, they're like one at a time running for the bathroom. And I'm like, that's a normal thing when you eat shit. It makes
Yeah.
you feel like shit, and then you have to shit. And then it's like it's like a recognition of, oh, I'm hungry. Okay, now can you
Right,
please eat something good for you, because clearly that did not work out. Right?
right.
It makes you feel crappy. Now we're having conversations about, my youngest loves sugar. So we're always, she's very much like, oh, well, I just want to be careful with like healthy eating. And I said, you can eat sugar, you just can't eat it all day. So,
Right.
or choose something that's like a natural sugar if you're craving,
Mhm.
or she'll be like, oh, I can't eat ice cream because I'm trying to not eat sugar. And I go, you can have a bite of ice cream. That's fine. Just don't eat the whole container of ice cream. Right. And it's like, I got to remember when I'm saying these things out loud that I should be talking to myself also.
Okay, let's do some rapid fire.
Sounds
What's
good.
one thing your body has done that you're incredibly grateful for?
Aside from the kids,
Sure.
when I am able to actually incline on a treadmill, I'm grateful that I can still move my legs, and I don't fall off the treadmill.
I love that. Yeah, and I think for me too, it's like besides obviously having birthed a child, I think for me it's just like I can do my job. I can do my job. My
Yeah.
body carries me through it. Those are long ass days.
Yeah, no doubt.
Have you ever avoided being in a family photo?
Yeah, for many years, I
Not a
mean,
question.
not you, but I think for many years, not necessarily family photos, but even like people will ask, like, "Oh, do you want me to take a picture of you with the kids?" And I'm like, "No, it's fine," because I
Right.
feel like it's more of an inconvenience thing. Whereas like
Yeah.
before, I would be like, "Oh," I would worry about how I looked. I think a little
Yeah.
bit. I'd still get
Yeah.
in. I think I'd still get in. I
But
have
now
one.
you, yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say now you would definitely just get in.
I just get in. Yeah,
I think like for me, I just know how important it is. Important to have photos of you and your kids, have
yeah,
photos with your family. Time is fleeting, people die,
yeah,
and you should take photos with them.
yeah,
My family complains all the time
yeah.
about how I make them take photos, and then they thank me
When they look back,
when
yeah.
we're literally standing at a funeral and they're like, "Oh, thank God for those pictures." You're
Mm,
welcome.
yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I think I definitely have a photo of me with my family in like gray yoga pants, because it was like, "Okay, do you want to get in for a couple?" And I was like, "Oh gosh, oh no, yeah, sure, let me get in." Yeah,
Yeah, because you just do it. You just do it.
yeah,
What's one
yeah.
compliment unrelated to appearance that means a lot to you?
Oh my God, when somebody says that they love my energy, or if they're like, "I just love being around you. Like, you make me feel so good. Just be like, yeah, just being around you makes me feel good." Something like that along those lines brings me
Yeah.
so much joy, because growing up with RBF and everybody being like, "Oh, you look like such a bitch," and then I get to know you and you're not, like, something about that satisfies me.
Right. I think when people compliment my confidence,
Mm,
even though sometimes I don't feel like I'm super confident, but I feel like that's how I do come off because I
okay.
just don't.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
What's one beauty standard you're ready to let go of?
I can let go of all of them, I feel like, at this point.
Yeah.
I have no standards.
Yeah. None. Zero. Would you rather your children remember your appearance or your presence?
I mean, come on.
Yeah. I feel like I want him to remember like my smile, that I was like happy. Yeah. If we were really talking about appearance, but obviously you want them to remember the time you've spent together.
Yeah.
And then what's one thing you wish your younger self knew about body image?
It's all bullshit. It's not all bullshit because it is health related, but like you don't have to buy into is it Jillian Michaels? You don't have to buy into all of the things all the time. Listen to your body when you are full. Listen to your body when you eat something and it makes your skin itchy or you don't feel good about yourself. Like think about how you're feeling, not about how you look necessarily.
Yeah. I think for me, one thing your younger self knew about body image, I think, what you said. And also just that things change and that's okay. It's okay. It's okay to have things change. Thanks for hanging out with us. If today's conversation reminded you of anything, I hope it's this, that your body is the least interesting thing about you. It's carried babies, survived hard seasons, built businesses, shown up for your family, and gotten you this far. You don't have to wait until you look a certain way to start living fully. The people who love you and the people who need what you have to offer, aren't waiting for a smaller version of you. They're waiting for the real you. Bye, guys.
Bye. Well, that went by fast. Kind of like every quiet moment we try to have in real life.
Right? I swear I just sat down and now it's already time to get back up again.
Story of our lives. But before we head back into the chaos, thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
We hope this episode made you laugh, think, or at least reminded you that you're not the only one trying to hold it all together.
Because none of us really have it figured out. We're all just doing our best. One cup of coffee and one deep breath at a time.
If you enjoyed this episode, hit that follow or subscribe button so you never miss when we finally get to sit down again.
And share it with a friend who could use a little reminder that it's okay to take a break, because she deserves it too.
You can find us over on Instagram and TikTok at ijustsatdown.podcast. We love hearing from you, your stories, your wins, and even your "you won't believe what happened to me today" moments.